Alright everyone, thank you for watching. I'm going to be going over, it's kind of a short video. The main purpose of this video is not to criticize this lady for being in the range and shooting. I always like to see ladies, especially young women, getting into the range and shooting. It's always a good thing to see that women are taking responsibility to defend themselves and learning how to defend themselves and learning how to use a firearm correctly. The reason why I'm showing this video today is because I want to emphasize the importance of properly gripping the firearm and what happens when you don't properly grip the firearm, and also as an instructor why I try to stay close to new students when they're shooting. I don't like to stand behind, and this is not a criticism of anybody in this video because actually these guys moved in pretty quick. But let me just run the video once and then we'll discuss it after, or I'll discuss it afterwards.
That was fun. That was fun.
Alright. He moved in kind of quick. It seemed like it took him a while to move in, but that actually was kind of quick. And one of the reasons why he was probably standing further back is because when you go into the range, I've been called on this actually. You go into the range, they don't want multiple people standing at the shooting booth. They want you standing back and they just want one person there. Me being an instructor at this range, they kind of, because they know I'm an instructor and I'm standing close to the students because I want to make sure that they're doing the right thing. Here, these are probably just people that are shooting on their own free time, and someone brought someone in under their CCW. You can be thrown out of the range for stuff like this. So, just anybody that brings someone into the range, please be cautious. Don't give someone a full magazine. You know, if they're not used to shooting, put 1 or 2 rounds in there. That's about it, and see what they do. That's usually what I do to prevent stuff like this from happening. But let me show you what happens. Take notice of her, the placement of her hands.
That was fun.
All right, you see how that grip is called the teacup. That's like this. You usually see people holding, like back in the day, you know, you would see guys with revolvers holding them like that. That's not uncommon, but that's not a good grip to have on that gun. Smaller guns, shorter barrels are going to be snappier, and bigger rounds are going to be snappy. Even 9mm rounds are going to be snappy in short barrel guns, and that kind of looks like what she has.
That was fun.
Alright, now you see here, her stance is already wrong. First off, you can't go into the range. Look at her slippers. You can't go into the range and stuff like that. Maybe they know the person, I don't know, but you have to go in there with your proper footwear on. They will not let you walk in there with slippers on. They won't. Her stance, let me look at her stance. That really isn't too bad, but she's kind of leaning back. You don't want to be leaning back when you're shooting. You want to be leaning into it, especially on a smaller pistol. It's going to have some recoil. And she's probably not used to the recoil, obviously. But that small pistol, it will give you a little kick. Smaller frame person, she doesn't look like really, a really big person. So that gun is going to throw her back a little bit. But you see she's got the teacup grip.
That was fun.
And right there, that moving back like that and her hand out, the moment she took her support hand off, that gun is going to start jumping all over the place. Be careful when you're in the range to not take your support hand off of the gun if you're with someone and you're bringing them into the range. Again, this is not a criticism of these people. I commend them for bringing her in there. She's not afraid to shoot. She just needs some training. She just needs guidance. That's all right. You know, get up there, take the pistol out of her hand, and do a little dry firing, show her the proper grip and everything, and then put 1 or 2 rounds in. I would probably only give her 1 round just to see what she does. But that second hand, her support hand here, is now, it's not like this anymore. It's like this, and she's leaning back like that. No good. If that would have been a bigger gun, bigger caliber, that gun probably would have been, you know, all over the place worse than this. And she just, her posture, her stance, her posture, everything got thrown off in these first few shots. Not uncommon, by the way. This isn't a critique of her. I'm just saying this because if anyone else goes into the range, you want to make sure, yeah, see how she stepped back? You want to make sure that you don't do this, all right? Let's watch that one more time.
That was fun.
You saw her bang, bang, and it threw her back. That little gun threw her back, and you saw her.
That was fun.
And the 2 steps that she just took. Her shoe, I don't know if her slippers are preventing her from getting a good stance. It probably is, but yeah, and she only has 1 hand now on the gun. 1 hand on the gun, that gun's gonna be all over the place. So you make sure you keep both hands on the gun, a good, nice, tight grip. Support hand always on the gun, and you want to make sure that you're leaning into it. And as an instructor or someone that's bringing a new person in, you don't want to be standing too far back like that. You want to be in there right away, because that gun could have flew out of her hand. And she's still shooting. I commend her. She got the heart to pull that trigger, so she's not afraid to do it. That's good. She's, you know, she's willing to learn. There are people that won't go into the range. They would have fired the first few shots. That gun would have jumped all over the place, and they would have placed it down and then backed off. I've seen people do it. She's got the heart, so hats off to her. And you see the whoever this is, family member, maybe boyfriend or husband or whoever, is stepping right in.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun.
And the rounds, you know, jumping all over the place. Shots are flying everywhere. So, yeah, that's something you don't want to do. If a range master would see that, they would have got up and they would have came in there. The range I go at, it's a glass wall behind you. They can see everything you're doing. And if they would have spotted that, they would have shut that down. They would have got on the intercom and said, that's it. So you don't want to get tossed out of the range when you're trying to show somebody something. They're doing the right thing, but they just, for anybody that's going in the range, make sure that you don't give someone a full magazine when they're a new shooter. Just give them a couple of rounds and see what they do, see what their stance is, but make sure before they fire their first shot, dry fire, dry fire, dry fire. Teach them the grip, teach them the stance, teach them trigger reset, teach them, you know, sight picture alignment. Really, don't even tell them to look at the target. Just, you want them to get used to the gun. Don't worry about where you're shooting and where you're hitting at on that target. All right, that's just a quick observation of this video. Again, it's not a critique. I think this is a great thing, and I hope she still goes to the range with these people. Hope they didn't get in trouble or anything like that. But if you ever go to the range with a new person, to prevent this from happening, those are some of the things that you should be looking out for. Don't, as an instructor or someone bringing you into the range, if you're with someone, don't look at where they're shooting. Look at how they're shooting. Otherwise, you know, you're going to have all types of problems with them like this. But these problems are easily fixed. That's a good thing, all right? So, subscribe to the channel, and I want you to check out my USCCA page and check out for some of the shooting fundamental classes I have that'll help you with stuff like this and to get your CCW in the state of Connecticut. Leave a comment in the comment section and share this video and tell people about it, because I'm here to teach people, and I'm also here to learn as well. I'm also a student. So I'll talk to you guys later.